Awawawawa. Sushi Buffet X48. Keep up the awesome stream sushi.
Oh my goodness! Hello, my my good friends at home, welcome on into
I don't get
Sushi Live.
Wait, I think I get it now.
It's my
Wait,
live
no.
stream. You need to be quiet, little kobold. It's my live stream on the internet, and we are all gathered here today for the great return of the dragon himself. Hello, 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 chat. I am petting you. 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 If you didn't know, I am back from Nordic Fuscon. Yes, I've been on vacation for a week, and I've had an absolute blast. We're gonna talk all about it in a second. Chat, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So good to see you. So good to see you. I have, well, not practically just gotten in the door, but I got home yesterday evening. And already I knew I just had to have a stream today. I can't stay away. You know I can't. You know I can't. Been so excited.
We must see Dragon make sushi.
To catch up with you all again. Thank you so much for all of the support up front here, by the way. It is absolutely tremendous, the amount. In fact, we have kicked off a hype train at the very beginning. Let me say thank you to Graphy for the 52 months. Thank you so much, Graphy, and thank you for a lovely NFC. We have Kermicatty with the 48 months. Thank you so much, Kermicatty. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Good to see you, my friend. MDL with the 19 months of support. Believe it or not, I saw MDL at Nordic Fuscon, even though MDL wasn't physically there. Yeah, something to think about. Something to think about, chat. Bit of a riddle. Bit of a riddle, if you will. Yes, yes. I'll explain later. I'll explain later. Hello, Copper. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Let me also say thank you to Werewolf with the 6 months, half a year of support. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Werewolf. We got Omnimon with the 16 months of support. Thank you so much, Omni. Ball Blair with the 18 months. Thank you, Ball Blair. Well met, well met, well met. Hope you made it home safe. And Ace with 6 months as well, half a year. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Rexy, oh my goodness, with the 48 months. We have Erdnum, 55 months at the 3rd tier. And last but not least, let's see. It's my wife, it's Hillalyn with 55 months. Thank you so much, all of you. I really, really, really appreciate that. How you doing? How you been? Let's start with the beginning, huh? I do have some pictures to show, and I'll be happy to talk your ears off about the convention. That is what today is gonna be all about, because for the game today, we are doing some Power Wash Sim 2, a game that we've started just barely, and a game that is great to chit-chat over. I like to think, at least. But let me get into your face. Smells like cobalt still. Yeah, definitely a kobold. Definitely a kobold watching. Okay. Recently showered, which is good news. Chat, how you been? I'm literally in your face.
All chip is gone. Sad face.
Actually, that's okay, because we brought some reinforcements from Sweden.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, I know. I'm a bit of a wild card, my dearest kobold. Bit of a wild card. No, we actually brought some Swedish chippies, so don't worry. We are doing just fine. Hello? Maybe there's a couple of things too many happening at the moment. Sorry about that. I guess dudes are taking a little pause. Hello, Static. Welcome on in. 26 says, I guarded the house and ate all the guarded the house well. I see. Very interesting. I'm glad to hear it. What about the rest of you? How you been? No one wants to say how they've been. I need to know. This is why I'm here. To check on you. It's emote only? No, it's not. It absolutely is not. Give that a good old refresh. That sounds like a Twitch thing. I can guarantee it is not. Let's see. Had a nice relaxed week with little to no work. That sounds ideal, Crocodile. I'm glad to hear. Exhausted from the convention, says Ace. You and me both. If it sounds like I'm a little low energy, I don't think it does though. I seem pretty high energy for just having socialized for a week straight. I'm a big introvert, by the way, so that stuff usually wears me out. But here I am. I'm feeling pretty good. Not even Concrud thus far. Not bad, huh? Hopefully that does not change. We'll see. Had a relaxed day, had a relaxed week, and even won tickets to my favorite artist. What, a concert? A concert, I take it. Some sort of music concert. Well, you gotta tell us who it is. Who's your favorite artist, 26? We gotta hear. We'll probably try to hang out with folks from the stream next year if they're there, and they'll have me. Absolutely. No, I encourage you to. It was so nice. I'm getting ahead of myself talking about NFC a little bit, but it was so nice having such a big community presence there. Because I'm sure a lot of you can relate here. When you get started with furry cons, it is a lot of, trying to introduce yourself to other people. Putting one foot forward and getting your foot in the door, essentially, within a lot of pre-existing friend groups. It can be kind of a tough time. Hell of a lot easier when your community makes up 2% of the convention attendance, right? Which, I don't know if it's exactly that much, but it's up there. At least 1+%. So I'll take that any day of the week. I remember how much of a mess I was at NFC 2024, really? Yeah, because you were new to it? I could see that. That is another thing that was really nice this time around, is seeing a lot of people really find their stride at conventions. It usually takes a couple of goes before it really sticks and before you really figure out what you enjoy doing at conventions. Because it can be so varied in terms of what you decide to spend your time on, right? You have endless options, and no two people are gonna like the same two things, though, there tends to be a common thread with the socializing and the cuddling and etc. You know what I'm saying? Cons became my highlights of the year. They have been for me to a long time. Something I look forward to every single year, and something I feel is absolutely justified spending my holiday days on. Always like to prioritize, especially Nordic FuzzCon. I think is quite a magical convention, and I'm happy to say this one was as well. So thank you so much to everyone who made it out. Absolutely lovely to see you all. I think I've shook so many hands, I've given out so many hugs, taken so many fursuit pictures. It's gotta be up towards of like 300 people I must have, spoken to at, relative length. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. So, needless to say, it's been busy. A packed week, but in the best way possible. And I'm sitting here at the end of it feeling rejuvenated, energized, despite being a little bit physically tired from a lot of walking around, a lot of fursuiting. And I am excited to hang out with you guys again. To those of you who can make it to Nordic FuzzCon, I've missed you all immensely. It's good to be back, despite the fact that it's always a little bit sad when conventions end as well. But here we are, I'm feeling great, and I hope all of you are as well. I really wanted today to be a little bit of a warm-up. Like I said, I only got home yesterday evening and then pretty much went to sleep for 10 hours. Just physically was knocked out. And I still have a lot of things to catch up on. I'm still working on emails at the moment. A lot of Cobalt Shop support stuff that happens in 1 week of absence, as you might figure out. And also a lot of stream-related things. Games that want to collaborate. potential sponsorship opportunities, and the like. And I try to respond to as much of it as I can because I'm trying to just be more polite like that. A previous version of me, I might just ignore a lot of emails, but if I can tell it's from an indie, etc., I wanna, do my best to put some thought into my responses. So I try. So that's gonna be, the next couple of days, I think, is gonna be a lot of catching up, and then we can get back to our usual dragony, koboldy goodness. But it's good to hear that you all seem to be doing great. Let's read a couple more messages from chat. Cons also make for great cardio with all the walking between venues. My record was 18k steps during one of the days. I think at most mine was 28,000 steps, which is a lot. But you have to remember that is pretty much all from the fursuiting. And I had some good fursuiting sessions this year. Boy, did I ever. If you follow me on Blue Sky, you will have seen that I pretty much constantly posted pictures. Most of them taken by Nikki. Thank you so much, Nikki, for being my photographer and handler for a lot of this. Hillin as well. Thank you to the both of you. I fursuited a lot. Usually 2 sessions per con day. And those sessions would be anything between 2 and, I'm gonna say 5 hours. 2 and 5 hours. So it started to add up. And I weighed myself this morning. I'm down 2 more kilos from before the convention. Not bad, eh? Not bad, eh? For a week of partying and good food and good friends. I'm down to 80 kilos. From 82 before the convention. So I am beaming. I am beaming on all accounts. Oh, it's good to see y'all. It's so good to see y'all. Do you want to have a look at the schedule before we go any further? I do have some pictures I want to show before we get to the game. But before we do, let's go just do a quick run through what you can expect this week. Here we fucking go. Let's have a look. So, I haven't put this out on Blue Sky yet. Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. It should be out on Discord. If you want to click on this and have a look at it yourself, I'll make sure to get it out on Blue Sky tomorrow. Today, Nordic FirstCon recap, and then some Power Wash Sim 2. And the idea is that these two will kind of bleed into each other, right? We'll have a look at some pictures in a second, and then we can pretty much just sit down and chit-chat about whatever you want to chit-chat about. So if you have questions, if you have thoughts, today is most certainly going to be a good time for it. More on that in a second. Tomorrow is Shenmue Tuesday. I know, we missed one last week because, of course, I was not here. But we're picking it up again tomorrow with Sonic and Shadow Generations. And then we are gonna jump into VR chat at the halfway point of what would be a normal length stream, so like 2 hours in roughly, and then we will watch another episode of the Shenmue anime. So if you've been keeping up with the show so far, then I encourage you to stop on by tomorrow as well. Good opportunity to say hello to everyone that I've missed in the last week as well, so I hope to see you there. On Thursday, we have a brand new game that was suggested to me by my wife. Yes. Kind of a horror game, a sci-fi horror game reminiscent of Alien Isolation, I'm gonna say. It is Routine. And I saw my wife play approximately 30 minutes of this somewhere in the middle of the game. I thought it seemed really interesting, and I want to give it a try myself. But yes, definitely a horror game, so keep that in mind. But I've heard very good things and seen good things. On Friday is our first community night back from Nordic FirstCon. It's gonna be a lot of emotions running wild. I know a lot of people are now, sitting down and digesting a week's worth of experiences, a week worth of socializing and, friendships being made. So I'm very excited to see how it goes on Friday. Hope you will be there as well. It's gonna help. It's gonna help with the post-con depression if that is you. It definitely is me a little bit still. On Sunday, last but not least this week, We have every Flash Player game ever, which is a series that we've been doing for a while. I decided to name it accordingly to the format that I like to use, which is every insert X genre of games ever, in which we slowly but surely work our way through a list and library of all the games that are pretty much archived for a Flash Player supported animations and games, that is. So, in case you've missed these streams, it is with Flashpoint, which is a Flash emulator, and we just grab games and animations out of a hat and also search for some fan favorite classics and go through them at our own leisurely pace. Kind of like, you know, digging for gold in a vast library of things. And that, my friends, is your week. I hope this is a good return. I didn't dare to put a cooking stream in there this week, but next week for sure, we're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna try to order Kathy Mitchell's Dump Dinner book for next week. So you have that to look forward to, but an easy, nice start. I need to put away some things before I start getting things out again for the cooking stream set, etc, etc, etc. Right now, our house is full of things that we need to sort and organize. So one step at a time, but I hope this is a good start. That was a lot of words. That was a lot of words out of my face just there. You ever do that? You ever do that? You go on a long speech like this and then you're like, I don't want to talk anymore now. I would like 10 seconds of silence. That's what I'm gonna give myself. I feel better. I feel refreshed. I take it back. I feel slimy. Oh.
Hasta la vista, sushi.
What's happening? Why goodbye? Why goodbye? Is the stream ending? Oh god, I hope not. Hello? I think there's like a bug caught on my windshield. What is this? What is this? Are you a kobold? Sir, are you kobolds? I'm gonna have to ask you to please refrain from touching my camera lens, okay? Thing is expensive. Thing is expensive. Someone get the broom. Someone get the broom. Oh. There's one up there as well. One on top of the camera. Well, there we are. There we are. Taken care of. Taken care of. Chat! Would you like to see some pictures from the convention? Once again, Nordic FuzzCon is where I've been for the past week. If it's been really quiet around these parts, that is why I literally have not been here. So here is a collection of, I'm gonna say, roughly 100 different pictures. I've screened them, so don't worry. You're not gonna see my big fat dragon tail or anything like that. I promise. I promise it's safe. But it is a collection of various different pictures from the convention. Let's have a look. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hang on. Can I just do like this? I'm gonna do like this today. No tail. Yeah, I'm shy. You know me. You know me. I'm shy. Mike! With the 43 months!
Hide my heart, 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 hide my heart.
Wow. That's a bit of a tongue twister. That's a bit of a tongue twister right there. Mike is such a good baker. Oh yes, I have a picture of this in there. I'm gonna show you in a second. If you didn't know, Mike is the coolest ever. And I'll show you why in a moment. When it comes up. When it comes up. Let's see. I think I put this on auto today. So I'm just gonna let this fly by and we'll talk over it. So, first things first. And this is kind of an interesting one. We got a haunted room at the hotel we were staying at. You see this? You see this is a giant freight wheel for lifting big heavy crates. Apparently, our hotel used to, the room that they had there, they only discovered in 2002. It was bricked up until then, and they didn't even know it was there. But it used to be a part of like a 16th century warehouse. And the freight wheel for lifting crates was still there, a part of the building. So they kept it. They kept it and transformed it into a hotel room relatively recently. And they kind of kept the fixtures in place. I'm going to show those again. And you can see there's a giant wheel there. Basically enough space in the ceiling for a loft. I didn't climb up there, but I was really tempted. A scary room, but a really cool room. I loved it. It was kind of a surprise in the morning waking up and looking up and just seeing it go on forever, because it was like 3-4 meters up and it was just full of things. Wooden beams and chandeliers and weird details. Strange details. Now we're over to some fursuit stuff. This is the first couple of days at the convention. I started fursuiting pretty much right out of the gate, as you can see. Me with Ryoku! We had some big fursuit debuts in the community this year. A lot of them at that. And Ryoku was the first one I got to hug. How cute is this? You can probably see some similarities between Graphy's fursuit and Ryoku's. I believe same maker. So they are suit siblings. Here's me on the 3rd floor. Usually where all the kobolds like to gather. It was kind of a nice thing, because whenever you were a little bit beat, you needed a break, or you just needed to find someone to talk to, you could just head up to the 3rd floor and lounge on some bean bags. Here's me with a cigarette, and by that I mean it's actually a container for keeping posters. It just looked like a cigarette, so we made a joke out of it. This is the thing Mike made! Look at this! Look at this! So it's a Team Fluffy cookie! Like, how insanely cool is that? Hang on, can I scroll back? Is that bound? I don't think that's bound. I'm just gonna let it go then. But Mike is the coolest. Made like 140 different cookies and decorated them with frosting. Sometimes people's personas, I believe. Other times stuff like the Team Fluffy logo. Super cool. Here's me getting in a fight with another fursuiter, and then we made up after. So it's all good. We just clawed at each other for a little bit. I did die, and I had to go to the hospital, but I got good again. So don't worry about it. I'm healed. It's all good. Me at the bar. Just random assorted pictures of me in the bar area. This was on the early arrival day, so not that many people there yet. Pretty much what you see here is what it would be like at peak, like 4 or 5 years ago. Not so much anymore. Did you manage to get a room at the main? No, I never tried to main. I never tried to room at the main anymore, just because of the elevator situation has been kind of a mess for the past couple of years. I think you get a better deal at the other hotels at this point. Used to be very, very obsessed with trying to get a room at the main. Not so much anymore. I was further up into town, and that was totally fine. Fursuited over, no problems. Speaking of fights, this is me getting into a tail fight with a raptor. Pretty cool. And we have an orca as well, Fat Tail Gang. Just, we were swinging our tails to the music together, and in rhythm. Here's another fursuit debut. We have Veritage, who made their suit themselves. How amazing is that? Very me and Graphy posing together. Such a cute little picture. And yeah, some of these are kind of just random pics from my phone. I didn't like process all of these, so if they look a bit like dark or something, that will be why. Here's me with some cheese.
I asked my German friend if he knew the square root of 81. He said no.
I think I get it. Me with some fursuiters outside the venue, outside the main hotel. At the bar again, by the rat pit. They did have a rat pit this year, good news. And it was bigger than ever. I think it doubled in size from last year. We were looking at some old pictures. They even they had a dragon's hoard that was hidden under the stairs. And I, of course, was the first dragon to find it. And so I sat there for a good hour protecting my hoard. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. This is from the main venue overlooking Malmö City, which beautiful historical town, really interesting architecture. Love just walking around the big market squares and the city itself. And a really welcoming city at that. A really welcoming city. Everyone was so nice, even when I was fursuiting and walking around in public. People just complimented me and came up to ask for pictures. So it was a good time all around. I was writing about this a little bit on Blue Sky earlier. I made a little thread with some of my thoughts. And NFC has such a good relationship with the local town, and I love that. I love that. It makes me feel so safe when I'm at this convention, which it cannot be said for every single convention. Sometimes the areas can be quite hostile to the convention goers. Not NFC. NFC, I think I had no problems. No problems at all. Skipped by a couple of people there. There was Mute. Good friend of mine. Got to see their suit for the first time, so that was super, super exciting. I say friend of mine, but I've mostly watched Mute streams, actually. One of the few streamers that I tune into these days. Seko. Here's Seko in person, if you ever wanted to look, to know what Seko looks like IRL. We have a stunning picture of Graphy. Nikki and I, we have the secret little spot that's not so secret anymore as of this year, but there's a terrace on the 3rd floor. That is the best well-kept secret. It was the best well-kept secret for a long time, until this year. For taking pictures, because they have these beautiful LEDs that just light up the place. And usually they will have like different colors every single evening. And if you can remember from last year, I had a bunch of pictures where I was just like in a flooded green light. That was this place. And I mostly took other people up here this time around to snap pictures of them. And of those here was Graphy and Keranos. Speaking of creatures I love, it's Felix, another fursuit debut. And of course, Brixie. Yeah. Two of the first fursuiters I met this time around as well, which was nice. We got to hang out a little bit at the start. Lovely. Felix with a ball. Pretty cool. I wish I had a ball like that. Just saying. Me and a ducky. No context to this. It's just me with a ducky. Me versus a train. This was like a tourist car made to look like a train, and it would go around the city and take people on tours, and I had to fight it. Here we have Pascal, Europascal, also a new fursuiter in our community. See, I told you we had a lot of fursuit debuts. Me at the arcade playing some, almost said bingo, and by bingo I mean pinball. Over at Valhalla, which is the second venue for this convention. Yet not only does this convention have a single venue, it has two. Maybe 3, if you include some of the overflow hotels, where they had some panels and events as well. Pretty cool. Me at the Dragon Meet, with a fursuiter who looked suspiciously like me, huh? Kinda see the similarities, don't you? It was me and was it Rack Morale? No. Who was it? Me and some other suitors, dragon suitors, were trying to gather all the fluffy dragons for a picture. So that's coming up, and that's why we have such a, strong, God, I'm forgetting my words. A strong presence when it comes to fluffy dragons in the pictures you see right here. He's multiplying? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Raycon, right? Right, Raycon. I'm stupid with names, but I know who you are. Of course I do. Rayco. There we go, Rayco. Almost got it right. Ooh. No one I know, but I just thought they were super cute. So I had to get a picture. You know how it is. You know how it is. Eastern Dragon with the green tongue was a crack DJ. Loved them at the rave. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. This is also at Valhalla, by the way. A lot of the meets were specifically hosted there because you had big open locales that were perfect for mingling. And here's a bunch of fluffy dragons that we managed to, pull together for a big picture. Super, super funny moment, super cute moment. It was so nice to actually get to interact with a lot of these suitors. You know, in the past, silly to admit, I think I would be a little too shy to say hello to a lot of these people. Not this time around. That was some food there from my favorite restaurant, that was Kusoku. A teeny tiny Asian restaurant that had sushi and other things like pokeballs, etc. God, was it good. Group picture! Group picture! If you blinked, you missed it. If you blinked, you missed it. But that was our big group picture. We had a solid attendance. We have some arcade night pictures. You blinked? Well, worst case, most of these are on Blue Sky in a neat thread you can look up. So have a look. Have a look. Me overlooking the city at night. This was the final evening. I was just partialing around. I actually was so out of steam the last evening. My face was like so sore and irritated from having fursuited so much. You know, because you have like Under Armour on, you have like balaclavas on your face, you sweat a lot, etc, etc. Take a lot of showers to clean, and so it tends to irritate your skin if you do it a lot. And I was just like so physically sore from fursuiting, and so my skin was so annoyed, aggressively annoyed. So last evening I decided to partial, despite being very much a fan of going in full fursuit. Always prefer it. We have Karanos and Graphy. This was last evening as well. We were all sitting at the bar, having a bunch of drinks. Lovely. I didn't drink very much at all. I had a couple of things. As you know, I've pretty much been teetotal when it comes to alcohol since like 7-8 months ago. Had a couple of small drinks here. Had some soju when we were at for noodles, but nothing major. And I guess I can also mention that my body does not react well to alcohol anymore, so there's no fear that I'm gonna start drinking again. I think after this, I am proper dunsies, because yeah, I had a bunch of soju and I felt like trash after. So there you go. That's the effect of trying alcohol after, you know, staying clean for 7-8 months. It was not good. It was not good. So I think I can safely put it behind me altogether. But very interesting. Very interesting after trying it for after this long again. It was an experience. It was an experience. But you live and you learn, and I thought, you know, it was a nice, you know, experience revisiting it and finding out that it doesn't really appeal that much to me anymore like it used to. So there we are. Sorry it went through these so fast. I tried to change the timing to like 12 seconds per picture or something, but I think it went way faster, so something didn't stick. Nonetheless, there are some highlights. There's more on Blue Sky, so have a look. I'll be sure to put together a little album as well with most of the pictures I took that don't specifically include, you know, a lot of people front and center. I know some people are a little shy with selfies making it out there, so I'm gonna try to respect that. But have a look out for that. More to come soon. Sushi has a clear case of, I want to show you so much, but not enough time. No, you're so right. You are so right. But listen, we can talk about it all in a second here. I think I want to boot up Power Wash Sim 2. We'll put on some background music, and we'll relax, have a chill return to streaming, and talk about whatever the heck you guys want to talk about. Petting you, 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 and fire for good measure. Just so you stay warm, and then petting you, 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 and then fire for good measure, and then petting you, and then petting you, and then petting you, and then it's power wash time. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll see you over on the couch. Rude. Rude. You didn't have to launch me over to the couch. That's kind of a violent way of doing that, but okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. Let me see. I did miss one thing. Let me scroll up a moment. I think I had a contribution on coffee, right? Yeah, anonymous donation, £15. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to whoever you are. I really appreciate the support. It's gonna come in handy after, a week of convention. Traveling, it does get expensive. I promise I was good, though. I didn't spend all that much on the dealer stand. Didn't, purchase any drinks, so saved a lot of money there. They were like 15 euros per drink at the main bar. Ooh, a little expensive, a little spicy, so I'm glad I didn't really drink much in the end. Or I would have been a hell of a lot more broke. Yeah, welcome to Scandinavian bars. Alcohol is not prohibited, but it sure is very expensive. All right. Let me get the game. Let me get the game on screen. Also, Sweden plus venue prices, that too. It's an event, so of course they will jack up those prices.
And you're petting us, and you're petting us, and you breathe fire, and you're petting us, and you're petting us, and we get a chippy, and you're petting us, and you're petting us, and fire, and you're petting us, and now power wash, yay.
You want a chippy? I see. Just because you've been so good and patient with me. Sushi is moving non-stop. Thank you. So right. Stay still. No, you.
Power wash me, please, Sasha, for me.
Okay. Is that you? Pet Squeak. Is this good? Is this good? Don't do this to your real life cats, by the way. Do not.
Egelbog blood.
Yeah, so I thought today we would power wash all of the kobolds in our community. Since, I've been away for a week, I assume most of you haven't showered. Bath time. Hello, King! King, could you use some cleaning? Okay. Let's see. Is that King? This could be King. Here we go. You have to stand pretty far away. You did a sniff test and we passed. Well, that was before like 10 of you showed up in chat. Now it's... Oof! I can smell it from here. You missed a spot on my tail? Okay. Hang on.
My birthday is coming up next month on the 19th.
Nice. Okay. Pet. Oh, I got a Chivo! Chat, for petting all the cats in the world. So, yeah, you should be impressed, actually. You should be very impressed. Alright, should we start a mission? And we can take it from there. Furniture storage. Don't care about that. How do I go back to jobs? Start a washing. Campsite! Okay. Let's do it. And we need some music as well. How you been growing? How you been? How you been? How you been? Petting creatures should always give an achievement. Yeah, like when I do this. See? That was good. That was good. Welcome home, Maven.
I done very good at staying clean this week.
Oh, yeah?
Where do you think all your soup went? Very tasty.
My soup? Well, I was hoping it was in the freezer still. But when we returned, the only things we had left to eat was cake. It's the only thing that survived in the fridge and the freezer. Let's get some music. Is the volume okay? Should be alright. Should be alright. I like this one a little bit loud. The kobold was yapping at the pet sound. I had my traditional return from travel meal, a big order from Taco Baco. I don't know what Taco Baco is, but I love a good taco. That much we know. That much we have established. I'm still so happy that my plan for NFC worked perfectly. Yeah, MDL was there, despite not physically being there. Because Nico made a plushie of MDL that Nikki and I brought. And so MDL has been on a bit of a journey. In spirit, in spirit. Super cute idea, super cute idea. Hang on, I'm gonna close down my background. This game is surprisingly heavy. See, VSync is on. Sometimes these games don't love saving my my settings. VSync on. Do this one medium. Alright. That's better. How do I modify this thing again? Is it I? Tab? Oh, I see. Prime Vista. Which one is best of these? Swirl Force, Urban, and Prime Vista. Need to have a look. So, Swirl Force is what you start with, is it? Looks like the Urban X, maybe? No, the Prime Vista, okay. Gotcha. Right, so this, do we have the attachments? We can buy those. Cool. Let's give that a go. Everything's getting wet here. It is! It is. Glad you liked him. Thank you for transporting him. I would transport dragons anytime. No problem. That is literally what I would have done, plushie or no plushie. Because I had to carry a big dragon fursuit to Sweden. And back. And back. Shared such good memories with Mini MDL. Like that time we flopped together, says Snox. Shout out to Snox, whose first convention I think NFC 26 was, right? First time. I have to say, I have to really praise you, Snox. You have such a good attitude from the get-go. And you fit in just perfectly. So positive, so chipper, so excited to see people. And it was so lovely. It was so lovely to see. Usually it takes a couple of tries for people to warm up to conventions. Snox was just a perfect fit from the get-go. So super lovely to see you, Snox, and to get to hang out. It was great to meet Snox, right? What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart! Also had to pop out for a bit while you were showing photos. I assume Artie and my suits showed up in there. You know what, Erdem, the reason they didn't is that I don't think anyone took any pictures of you two with my phone. I only showed pictures that was taken with my phone, and it was surprisingly mostly just me. But, again, I'll try to get an album out, and I'll showcase some pictures that I missed. I just wanted to grab a bunch of them and have something to show first up today. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yes, Erdnum and Leggy both had, suit abuse as well. My bad. Oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. All good. I assume I can fill in some gaps of, you know, suitors I didn't take pictures of, people I didn't get pictures with, from other people as well. I'm gonna ask around in the following days and weeks and see if anyone else got some good pics. You got to be Legwolf, got to try on the suits. Cool. How was it? How was it? Felt powerful, says Jan. And super silly. That's a good way of putting it. I've already confirmed the time off for 2027. No way in heck I'm missing out again. So, I'll touch on this too. I've gotten a couple of messages from people who feel a little bummed out that you couldn't make it. And I kinda just wanna say to you all, if you couldn't make it to this NFC, there will be more chances. I know the fear of missing out, it's there, it's strong. I get you, I've been there. It was my biggest dream to go to a furry convention since I was like 13. I kid you not. I've been in the furry fandom since I was, you know, growing up. And always wanted to do a convention, but I grew up, you know, relatively poor. And for the longest time, I could not afford to. So I didn't really go to my first furry convention until I was like 24, was my first. It's not that long ago. It's not that long ago. It's pretty much the same time I started streaming. I started going to furry cons. So don't feel bad. There will be more opportunities. If you really want
Jesus
something,
was yeast.
you can
He
work
is
towards
literally
it.
bread. He turns water into wine, yeast.
I promise
He
you.
was put in a cave for 3 days, and on the 3rd day he had risen, sourdough. Man was yeast.
What is this kobold talking about? You're talking about Jesus? Jesus and bread. Okay. Alright. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Yeast is... Oh. I see. I see. I see. You're silly. You're silly. Hello, Spiky! Welcome on home. Welcome on home. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome! Aside from KoboldCon this year, I was basically unable to go to any conventions due to work. I had my first ever convention last year, and I've been craving it ever since. Yeah, once you go to your first furry con, it's hard to resist, huh? It just becomes a thing. Because even if it usually takes a couple of conventions to really, you know, ease into it, you can still sense that there's something of value there, something to be discovered, right? That's how I felt anyway. Wolf! Thank you so much, Legwolf, for the 55 months of support. Thank you. And well met as well. How you doing, Legwolf? Hope you got home safe. Literally everything reminds me of it. I feel such a longing by looking at things I got from Confuzzled. Yeah. Confuzzled was me and Nikki's starter con as well. But I will say at this point, NFC has kind of overtaken it. I've had to start prioritizing a little
Bread
bit.
is flesh and wine is blood, so raisin bread is a whole man.
I'm so scared. What does this mean? What does this mean? I was gonna add on, if you couldn't make it to NFC, there's still conventions I can't afford to do. I can't afford every single convention. So, like stuff like Euroference, I've had to sideline. So I'm definitely gonna be missing out this year as well. It is just how it is, right? You go to the ones you can afford to. But on a small streamer salary, you can afford maybe 2 conventions a year. And for me, that's NFC and it's CobaltCon, which is my own thing. So there we are. Don't feel too bummed out, you will get your chance. You will. EF just doesn't have the friend factor for me either, so one big convention and more smaller meets is my goal. I think Eurofurence for me has just gotten too expensive since they moved to Hamburg. So I am right there with you. Eurofurence I had to let go of, even though it was also a big one for me. I used to do both NFC and EF in a year. Now it's just NFC and CobaltCon. Given how many suit debuts there were this year, Yanreal 2028, I'm calling it. Once you've tried on a fursuit, you usually just automatically start that process. I'm sorry to say, once you put on a fursuit head and you try partialing, even if it's for 10 seconds, there's an automatic countdown that happens. This is true for any furry, okay? Because if you were anything like me, you didn't get the appeal of fursuits until you went to your first furry convention. And then you try one on. Well, first you get a fursuit hug and you're like, well, that was kind of nice. That was kind of nice. And then you try on the head, and then you think, oh my god, opportunity. Opportunity! The drive to be fluffy. That's right, that's right. Do I need a suit for every sauna? Oh, good lord, no. Good lord, no. I'm good with the one. But that's just me. Ba-ba-ba. I'm manifesting that next year I'll have a different job with more time off, and I'll make it to both NFC and CobaltCon. For now, Eurofurence will be a first good convention. Get a con stuff without the overwhelming collection of awesome kobolds too. I totally I get that. Sounds good, I see. Sounds good. With the next NFC theme being noir, I'm putting a focus on my dear Sona. I actually, yeah, so the next theme for next year's NFC has been announced. They usually announce it when a convention ends, right? Directly after. It's like a little bump at the end, a positive bump, to get people excited for the future. And next NFC is gonna be noir! Noir. I've already thought of the names for the drinks, for the drink contest, which NFC always has a drink naming contest. Not gonna say what they are, or they will be stolen. I think they're good. I think they're good enough that they might win. I'm already getting competitive with the drink naming, okay? I have like 5 good names that I'm gonna suggest. All noir themed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got some ideas in the pipe too.
Pogus.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep on the way back home from the convention in the cab, so I pulled out my phone and I started writing down drink names that were like vaguely noir or like mobster New York themed. You know, bada bing, bada boom, etc. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to put together a little mobster outfit for sushi as well. I would love a nice hat. A nice hat and maybe a nice overcoat of some kind. Something that I'm gonna tie to my tail, for sure. Maybe a bow tie. And, how about like a cheapo Tommy gun or something? That could be fun. Has to look fake though. As long as it doesn't look realistic, I can get away with it. Already, need some tailbacks? I already have one. I already have one actually that I made a couple of years back. So giddy just thinking about getting to be around y'all. Yeah, it was amazing. So honestly, I don't know how many people we were in the end from our community at NFC. Because I didn't, fully deck out the list we had on Discord. I didn't want to list people who didn't ask to be listed, and I know quite a few people chose not to apply to that. So 50-ish, I think it's way more. I think it's way more than 50. Way more. On account of how many people I hugged, way more. And you have to remember, not everyone is maybe as closely related to our social events that we do in VR chat and stuff like that. We have a lot of people who only watch the streams and kind of engage in chat. So quite a few people who maybe don't, participate in the photo shoots or the Discord regularly or, the social stuff. That I still got to meet at this convention, which, by the way, lovely to meet y'all. Sushi, I wanted to ask, since I'm not sure if you saw the one photo of you on a bus that I took the other day. I saw it and I loved it. Spiky, whenever you have a moment, send me that picture. I would love to show it on stream. Yeah, so I was taking the bus back from Valhalla to the main menu at NFC, and I was in full suit. I was in full suit pretty much the whole con. And even on the bus, I was in a full suit. So you could see me on a double-decker bus, sitting in full suit, contemplating life on the second floor. So that was pretty funny. Sushi, did you happen to go to NFC's Opera? I did not. I usually don't do a lot of the events. Me personally, I'm there to socialize. So panels and events, I did exactly 0. Not counting dealers then. And the Dragon Meat. And the arcade. Which I don't count. Sent in Discord DMs. Okay. I'm gonna get it up. Get it up on screen. I was hoping, since I contributed to several works in the opera. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I hope some of this stuff goes up on YouTube, because I would love to watch some of it back. I think I prefer doing it that way as opposed to trying to, slip a lot of things into a schedule of sorts at a convention. I don't want it to be too timetabled. Don't like it. I want to go with the flow. Always. Let me see. Spiky sent me the picture. Let me get this up here. It's a very funny one. Okay, I'm not in the building. However... One second. Let me scale this. It's quite the sight. You have to admit. Thank you, Spiky, for sending this my way. I love this picture. It's very funny. Me on the bus. It was very hard to get into because I cannot see shit and my dragon feet are so big. And also my tail. Have I mentioned my tail? It flops. It goes places. It hits people in the face. It's a weapon. When I saw it, I needed a moment to think if it's actually you or what was going on. Yeah, it was me. It was absolutely me. I got a whole roll to myself on account of my big fat dragon ass and tail. That is a mood. I also have a dragon partial with a big tail. Well, mine has, the way my fursuit tail is made is it has kind of like a foam skeleton almost inside of it. And that's why it's so jiggly. It's not just plush, it has like bones, if you will. It's sometimes a hassle to transport, but the effect is really, really quite cool when I walk around. I've always been a fan of that. One of my favorite parts of my suit is the floppy tail. Send you a picture later? Yeah, please do. Big tail, never fail. I was gonna say the first time I fursuited at NFC this time around was that picture you saw in the slideshow where I was lying in the beanbags in suit. I lied down, and believe it or not, I was jumped by like 5 kobolds. So, you know, the whole convention started pretty much with a cuddle pile. Just from me sitting down. So that was great. So that was, you know, a great sign of good things to come. I was already in my element. By the way, no concrud thus far. Though I might be cursing myself just by saying that. There have been instances in the past where I've been to a con and then it's taken a couple of days after, like before it catches up. So I'm holding my breath. Nothing so far, but could still happen. So keep that in mind in case I don't end up streaming tomorrow. That'll be why if I don't. I'm a bit sniffly, but otherwise fine. I am actually doing so good at the moment. Yeah, no real symptoms. A little bit tired, but I think that is natural. I have been averaging like 22,000 steps a day for a week. So, lot of steppies. And you know, if you've ever seen me in VR, it's not usual that I play VR these days, but back in the day, I would always like dance as like an idol pose. And I do that in suit as well. I'm always shaking my butt. So, yeah, a lot of physical activity. It's a very physical job being a big dragon. Let's just say. Terrible trip home. Plane got delayed for 4 hours. Sorry to hear. On the other hand, is it really worth even thinking about it? I almost don't even count the travel part as part of the convention itself anymore, because I just don't feel like it should be a part of it. It is just a means of getting there, a means of leaving afterwards. It is nothing to do with the quality time spent at all, so whatever. If there ends up being a delay on the home trip, that sucks. I sympathize, but also, you had a good convention, I hope. Focus on that. Feel so bad for one of my US friends, 3-day plane delay. So I heard with a few people. Yeah, and I heard some got rerouted as well. I'm gonna say the trip home went relatively flawlessly for Nikki and I. We got caught up a little bit at the airport in Denmark, but we made the plane and everything, so it was all good just about. The plane over to the convention was a little bit more painful. We got stopped at, I remember, passport control for like an hour and a half queuing. It was just completely at a standstill, etc. But whatever. I always say this to people who... This is a bit of a pet peeve of mine, and this is not an attack, you know, aimed at any specific people, but complaining and nitpicking during a convention I am firmly against. I feel like you have to raise your standards a little bit. Like, everyone stubs their toe from time to time, everyone falls down from time to time, everyone misspeaks and makes a fool of themselves from time to time. You have to just set those moments aside a little bit. Because when you do, you might find that it's been a pretty good convention after all. So that is my very, very optimistic attitude. And it's working for me. It's working for me. With stuff like that aside, it's pretty much been perfect. But life is still life, you know? Life is still life. That you can't get away from. Gotta be a little bit silly with it, exactly. Makes for a good story, at worst. And I tweeted this on Blue Sky earlier. Conventions are very much what you make out of them. This is a common lesson that I think a lot of people learn during their first few conventions, is what you want to achieve, what you want to see, what you want to do. It is so dependent on you putting in the time and effort. And the same goes with, like, attitude. You gotta have the right attitude for the right occasion. Is something that I have very wisely learned at the age of 30. It's taken me a few years. But literally anything is more enjoyable if you look for it to be enjoyable. If you seek out all the bad things, you're gonna end up with a bad experience. If you seek out the good ones, you might end up turning an average experience into a really good one. So it's all about perspective, it's all about attitude. Very important. Very important. If everything went perfectly, it wouldn't be interesting. That is a good way of putting it. I like it. Did love taking tons of pictures this year. Yeah, me too. I loved being a model. Not something I traditionally have done a lot of. I'm a very shy person, at least up until this point. I'm starting to find my stride now, but it's taken a long time. It's taken a long time for me to be comfortable, showing myself off in a big public crowded space. We're all a work in progress, folks. All of us. There's a lot of smaller ways they can improve still, but this NFC was phenomenal in so many ways, with it being a logistics nightmare. Yeah, you have to imagine that NFC this time around was at capacity. I think the registration closed in like 3 minutes or some insane nonsense before they were literally out of space. So it was as full as it could get with the space that we had available. And I still think it was amazing, despite my fears. Because, I've been to NFC in Malmö since they moved from Stockholm to Malmö. And my first NFC was 997 people, if I remember the Wikifur page correctly. Quite a change from the 6,000 plus people this year. That is quite an increased amount of furries in one place. And still, it had the atmosphere that it had all those years ago, and I'm so happy about that. NFC wasn't always in Malmö. Nope. It was in, I think it was in Stockholm first. No, maybe not first. Stockholm adjacent first, and then Stockholm, and then Malmö, I think. 6,000 is more people than in my hometown, exactly. Yeah, it was very interesting just walking around the town itself as well, because a lot of the convention would just bleed out into the whole town. And here's another thing that I will really praise Nordic FuzzCon for, is that it has, as a convention, such a good relationship with the local towns area and the people there. All the businesses love to run discounts and special promotions and advertisements for the event, for the convention, just being in town. And people are generally really open and receptive to it. Convention also has an open day where anyone from the city of Malmö can just stop on by and they're let into the convention. just to have a look around, go buy things, go take pictures with fursuiters, just see what the vibe is all about. And I have to say, everyone was so respectful. I always get a little bit nervous around families with small kids. When you have like 2 parents and then like, I don't know, 4 kids between the ages, 3 and 7. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But everyone asked before, going in for a hug, asked to take pictures, was super respectful and super careful around fursuiters. And it was just so nice to see. Unlike, I'm gonna say, some Eurofurence experiences in the past, and Confuzzled as well, even when I bumped into people a little bit later in the evening, and it would be normally a pretty dicey situation. I'm a little uncomfortable with normies like yelling at me in the streets. It was always compliments they were throwing my way. It would always be something in Swedish, and I would have to be like, oh, I didn't catch that, could you do it in English? And they would just be like, oh, you look so soft, So everyone was super lovely. Receptionist at our hotel recognized me first thing from last time. Got a picture with me last year, and of course had to get one this year as well. Literally stopped me and Helen and asked for more stickers. So I gave away some of my last stickers to my hotel receptionist. And then next year she said she was gonna try making time for the convention, for the open day at least, actually step over and say hello. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to see if I can spot her and give her a good introduction to the fandom. That should be fun. That should be fun. I also had a journalist from Expressen, which is a Swedish newspaper, who took a picture of me like 2 years ago. Yeah, I was in the paper. And he recognized me and he came up to me and we talked about the picture 2 years ago and how the convention was going this time. Again, just like super receptive. You wouldn't expect it from absolutely everyone, but I had 0 bad experiences this time around. So I'm just so thankful to all of you who could make it, to the city of Malmö and all the volunteers who put this convention together. It really turned out amazing. Lightning in a bottle is what I would describe NFC as. So good. How do I highlight again? X? E? E maybe? Q. Q! Got so many chicken compliments! As you should, as you should. It only makes sense. I tried really hard to get out of my shell a little bit, because I tend to find myself hanging out with a lot of the same people at conventions. I have people, a lot of friends that I'm maybe closer with than others. This time around I try to, sometimes jump into groups with people I haven't gotten to spend so much time with in the past at conventions. So it was so nice spending some time in the arcade with a bunch of people. One of the evenings while the rave was going on, I was next door, I remember, with Azzy, Mike was there, Joey was there, Dia was there, Bal was there. Bunch of people showed up in the end. We played Mega Man. We basically did an in-person live stream, started with Azzy, was passed down to me, I passed it over to Mike. Played some Kirby, some Mario Kart, some Super Smash Bros. With Mackie from Team Fluffy. Had a blast, had an absolute blast. And I just couldn't be happier that I got to spend time with a bunch of different groups this time around. The Mega Man session was so fun, I'll always remember that one. Yeah. Sounds like so much fun, yeah. I think it was Dia posted in the NFC channel in our Discord server that, what was it? It was like a little meme. Like, watch Sushi and Azzy play Mega Man 2 at home, which I literally did like 2 weeks ago, by the way, during the marathon stream that we did, the telethon. And then travel all the way to Sweden to watch Sushi and Azzy play Mega Man 2. It's like, yeah, pretty much the same as what happens when you're at home. tuning into the stream. Is what happened in the arcade. So that was cute. Really cute. And we called it raids too, by the way. Whenever we had someone else take over playing the game, we would raid each other, you know? What a moment, what a moment. Spikey says, I'm happy I got to spend some time with more people. I only one time was by myself this time, so progress. For example, I went bowling with Picati and Travis, and later joined them at McDonald's to see what they think about it, since USA McDonald's is a little bit different. Fun times, yeah. And it comes back to what I said before, it really is what you make of it. If you have a moment where you don't have anything to do, you kinda just have to take charge yourself. And that is a habit that is worth trying to get into. So, if you don't see anyone around that you recognize, pull up the con book, have a look at the events, have a look at the meets, and just go do something. Whatever looks interesting. You don't need someone there with you, you are strong enough to do it yourself. You have to take that chance, you have to just push yourself a little bit to maximize what you get out of it. One of my core memories at this con was seeing all of you wear the yarn bracelets that I handed out. Yeah, so Jan, just like Mike had the cookies, had little bracelets that they handed out to, well, their family in the community, they said, which I thought was super sweet. I'm wearing mine as we speak. In a couple of days' time, I'm gonna try to turn on the webcam again and show off some of the stickers and things I picked up, maybe. Could be fun. And I'll show off the bracelet as well. But a super sweet gesture. I teared up a little bit. So thank you so much, Jan. It symbolizes the calling in of spring, I believe. And then I was told you can take it off the moment you see a stork. Which I actually haven't seen one since I got home. We have one that lives on the way to the Tesco that we see almost every day, but it wasn't there today. So I get to wear my bracelet for a few days more, and then when I see a stork, I can take it off. But I'm gonna keep it on, because I'm naughty like that. The Tesco stork, yes. I'd never be able to take it off, you'd never see a stork. Stuck like that forever. It's a Bulgarian/Romanian spring custom. Super sweet, super sweet. I love stuff like that. And this is a really good way of getting your foot in the door at conventions. If you think it's hard to make friends just by, you know, forcing yourself into people's friend groups and butting in, then this is a good way of doing it. No one's ever gonna complain about free stuff that you made with passion and care, right? It's always gonna surprise. And so I think this is such a good way of doing it. Such a good way of doing it, and I love it when people make a big deal out of something, something like that. A small gesture that says a lot. That's how I ended up here. You're so right about this. Aw. I'm glad it's resonating. Hello, Ta! Welcome. Welcome. I'd say welcome home, but I just got home. You've been sitting in my house all week, surely. How you doing, Ta? How you been? Am I missing anything up here? There's this Rem down there. Like the candles Seko make. Yeah, Seko always, Seko's a candle maker. Seko from our community. I think brought like 100 homemade candles with different scents that they would give out in these beautiful little tins. And they would also give out game codes, which was super neat. They make adult furry games for a living. Seko is single-handedly responsible for me always having nice smelling candles for my evening tea. Same here. Same here. I actually keep mine on... I bought a little... Oh, what would you call this? A little storage thing for my bathroom. Kind of like a drawer. Not a dresser. It's not big enough to be a dresser. But just a thing to keep knickknacks in with a few drawers. And I have it on top of that. And I usually light it when I'm taking a big old bath. I have Seko's candle burning in the background. Seko's really rad. Seko's the coolest. We love Seko. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Ba-ba-ba-dum. Bum-bum-ba-dum. 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 We love Seko, we love Seko, we love Seko, we love Seko! I still got 2 Seko candles in a sealed plastic bag. Soon their scent will be potent enough to be used as a weapon! Please don't, please don't! Where? I was so happy to meet some of my USA friends at NFC. Me too. I'm always so surprised by the people who travel all the way over from the States to hang out with us in Sweden. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy every time. Getting to see Erdnum every NFC is always a treat. Soren was not there this time. I'm hoping next time Soren will make a return. I know it's a journey, but God, do I miss having a big old coyote running around. Erdnum makes my NFC, TBH, says Postpal. Yeah, Erdnum's the best. We love Erdnum! We have another year to save all pizza crust for Soren. Oh, you know what we should do? The next time Soren is over and eating pizza and leaving pizza crusts behind, I should like take one of them and put it in resin and then give it back to Soren next NFC. I guess I would have to bring like resin supplies over there. I don't know how easy that is to do, but that would be funny as hell. If we could permanently store a pizza crust in some resin and hand it back to Soren. But it has to be from Soren's Pizza. It has to be. Had so much fun hanging out with the olds, says Albie. Felt so pretty and confident all the time. It was great. Likewise. Yeah, Albie and I, we got to spend a lot of time together. Super lovely. Super lovely. First couple of days, and then especially on the last evening as well, we hung out a bunch pretty much until we had to leave. Wish I could... Excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I don't think it's sickness. I think it's just me not having used my voice as hard as I usually do when I stream every day. Ace says, I wish I could feel pretty. This is kind of what I'm saying with the positive reinforcement and how your mentality has to come first, right? Your positive mentality has to lead, your decision making has to lead. How you look at any given situation. That is the way to get there, Ace. That is the way to build confidence and to feel better about yourself. And I truly believe... I truly believe if you keep working at it, you will get there. But I bet you already look pretty damn good. It is 100% a mindset thing. Daniel with 8 months. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate that. How you doing today? Welcome on in. Ba-ba-ba-dum. Bum-bum-ba-dum. Bum-bum-ba-dum. I forgot to try an Albie's jacket. Next year. There's always next NFC. Cabin base. Where is this final bit? Here? Maybe? Go all the way around. Let's see. Gotta get this. I will give a big shout out to Dolsing for grabbing people and giving good fashion tips. And we went clothing shopping, and some of us got nice things. I got good sparkly party shirt because of this lovely bean. Yeah, Dolsing did the little fashion meet, which I thought was really cool. I would have gone with, except I did not have the money to buy a lot of clothing. Maybe next year. I'll go along on the little fashion trip. I'll do it if it's thrifting specifically. I love thrift shopping, that's my thing. I just get so much more mileage out of cheap clothing. Growen! Thank you so much for the gifted sub to Yan. Thank you so much. No, I'm gonna say I was pretty financially responsible this time around. I didn't buy a lot of food. Didn't eat too unhealthy. I went to Max 2 times, but I didn't have anything big. I think both times I had the Impossible Burger and like 2 fries, and that was it. Nothing huge. The rest I ended up giving away. I wasn't really that hungry. Let's see, what else did we do? We did Kusoku. I talked about the sushi place that has like only 2 tables, but it's dangerously good. And you get like the best meal you will have had in years for like 10 euros. Insane. 10 quid. And also there's a food court right next to the main venue in NFC, which I really adore. Another old-timey building, like a warehouse place that's been converted into a big food court. So you have a ton of different restaurants, a ton of seating, a live DJ in the evenings, like busting out the tunes. So good! I was expecting something very mediocre, because they had like baguettes and sandwiches, the place we went for, and I was thinking, a sandwich for dinner? I kind of want something warm, something more substantial, and it turned out to be the best damn sandwich I'd had in years, so I was so wrong. It was amazing. And also cheap. Also cheap food. Wow. Dang, I missed that on more places than I thought. That's one thing you will notice very fast with repeated NFCs that you've attended, is that NFC is, in a food town. Malmö has a lot of options, and a lot of really solid options, and they're not even that unaffordable. Of course, you have some high-end places, but if you avoid those, you get some real good bang for your buck. I was consistently impressed between, the breakfast buffets always included with Swedish hotels. You never have to pay extra for that shit over there. And then the dinner and lunch meals were just out of this world. Some of the best food I've had in ages. Ate too often in Bastard Burgers. I didn't go there this year, actually. Thought I would take a year break. Wasn't really feeling burgers anyway. Love the city of Malmö. It's a very beautiful looking city. The hotel we stayed at, I told you about the room we had was only discovered in 2002 because it had been bricked in for a great many years. That whole hotel was basically that. The basement of that place was from medieval times. From like the earlier, like 1300s, all the way until now. They've kept it the same, the basement. Really historical hotel. Oldest working elevator in all of Sweden, according to the plaque. So that's interesting. One of those elevators with the bars you have to pull in front manually. And most importantly, I managed to bring home a bag of wasabi chippy. That's right, kobolds. We have a bag of spicy chippy in the kitchen. There used to be... This is a silly little thing, but when Nikki first moved to the United Kingdom, they moved in with me, right? That's the start of our friendship, pretty much, as we chatted online for like half a year, and then we moved together. I was already living in London. I was looking for a roommate, so I could get some help paying down rent. Let's just say it was expensive. So Nikki moved over, and that's how a lot of this started, is we moved in together. And when they moved in, they had a specific kind of chippy that she loved so much. That was wasabi flavored. Turns out it was limited edition, and so it went away within like half a year. It was taken off the shelves, and we haven't been able to find it since. Sweden has the equivalent of it. Very close, at least in flavor. Very close in flavor. And so whenever we go back to Sweden, we get a bunch of wasabi chippy. It just hurts so good. It is quite spicy, it actually does build up. So damn tasty. So we brought home some chippy. Just to, you know, refill the cupboards. I assume you guys have eaten most of it. That was there. I think the Swedish ones are even better. It has dill added to the combo. Oh, love a good dill. Big fan of the dill. It was so nice in the evenings when we were retiring from the convention as well, back to the hotel room. We got one room with a Samsung TV, which means I can use my phone to cast to it. Samsung is pretty universal with other Samsung devices. You can connect them pretty easily. So we watched a lot of Seinfeld on the TV in the evening before we went to sleep, and then I put on Hackers the last couple of days, which, oh, let me tell you, that's gotta be my favorite movie at this point. I always forget how good Hackers is until I turn it on and I realize it is everything I want in a movie. It has techno music, it has really creative, practical visuals, over-the-top acting, computers! 90s computers! Oh, so good, so good! It has people hacking the world. I loved it. I got such a kick out of watching that at NFC with friends. Umami is essentially savory flavor. Yeah, it's the meaty, slightly salty flavor. It is considered a type of salt, I believe. Work time tomorrow, so good night, pack mates. Have a good one, Ace. So good to hear from you, so good to see you at Nordic FuzzCon. Have a good time at work. Rest up, rest up. As he says, my hotel had a channel that exclusively did movie after movie in English. And I've now seen Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, and Grease for the first time. That is interesting because I think I literally watched that rotation of movies at another NFC. Huh. Yeah, 1 year at NFC, we also had like a TV set with some movie channels. And I distinctly remember watching those movies. Interesting. Interesting. I guess channels will just buy a bunch of movies and have them in syndication a few times a year. I think it's a sign of a really good furry convention when at the end of it you're sitting there thinking, God, the only bad thing is that I didn't have more time to spend with more people. I feel like if I had maybe one more day, I could have recharged a little bit on the last day. On the last day, I was pretty much completely out of social battery, and physically, I was in pain after having fursuited forever. Been very active, more active than I have in like a year. So, yeah, I kinda needed a break at that point. If only I had one more day. If only. Grr. Gonna be dipping and getting ready for bed. Have a good one, Yan. So good to hear from you. So good to see you at NFC. Rest up as well. Rest up. Get some good sleep. I know I'm gonna catch up some more tonight. Probably sleep in tomorrow. Before I get back to work. Oh! Do you want to know what I've been doing this afternoon, actually? Sort of related, but not. I ordered one of those upholstery cleaners that some people use for fursuits. The little green machine. Except mine is black, so it's not little and green. Unfortunately. However, I got the same model, just in a different color. And so I'm currently working on cleaning my fursuit paws, because they can't go in the machine. So that's neat, that's neat. I actually really like this part of fursuiting. A lot of people seem to get nervous and a little bit annoyed at the maintenance part. I really like it, because I think I'm quite good at it. My fursuit, I feel, is still pristine. And I love that I now have a new tool in the toolbox, if you will. I have a lot of tips and tricks for keeping white fur clean. Obviously I do. I'm an expert in that field. This upholstery machine is the shit. It is so cool. It is so cool. I love it. Get to clean out a lot of gunk that's been built up, especially on the inside of the suit with repeated wear over the years. And especially those parts that can't easily be machine washed, that I normally have to spot clean and spray down a bit. First time was scary, but now I have the routine down. Yeah. I still need to throw the bodysuit and the paws into the washing machine. I'm gonna do that tonight before I go to bed and put it up to dry. No problems there. I like it. I like it. It comes out feeling so fresh and new again. I love it. Maybe I can reach out one day in case I get a Leah fursuit. Yeah, please do, please do. I actually gave out a little bit of advice. I got this question a lot in the Fursuit Lounge this year at NFC, especially from fellow white fursuiters who would step up to me. There was the famous doggo that was dressed like a train conductor. I remember we had a long conversation about this, about white fur and how to maintain it, and we gave each other some pieces of advice. They suggested the upholstery cleaner, which I now got, and I suggested my little trick for cleaning out stains. which is baking soda and lots of it. Mix it with a teeny tiny bit of water until you have a thick paste. Apply it with a little silicone brush. Really get it into the fur. Wait for it to dry, usually 10 minutes. And then you brush it out with a regular fursuit brush again. And it will just take care of that stain. Rinse, repeat, until you have a spotless fursuit. Baking soda. A little bit more gentle than a detergent. Doesn't harm the fur. If you're careful. Bolt is so sweet too. Yeah, super nice, super nice. I have so much love for the fursuiters who are just so open and friendly when it comes to striking up conversations. It was during the Dragon Meet, I think. They stepped up to me and then we chit-chatted a little bit more in the lounge. So that was a lovely moment. Yeah, everyone was super nice throughout the whole convention. Which just made me feel so safe and in my element the whole time. Could not complain. Oh, chat, you know what? I think I'm gonna take off my hoodie. I forgot that I always overheat when I'm streaming. I'll be right back. Right back! Sorry about the tail. 1 second. Sorry,
as my grandmother used to say, this is so epic supreme.
That's good, that's good. Good grandma. Sorry, sometimes it's just easier to dive down as opposed to, you know, making a careful exit. The floor was beckoning me. I've wriggled out of my jumper. I'm okay. Hello, Matcha. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you, my friend. How are things? How are things? We've been chit-chatting NFC whole stream, pretty much. How you been? I was almost expecting sushi without fur on their upper body as they took off their hoodie. As a visual gag, I would never. Oh, okay, imagine though. Imagine if one day I get sushi for naked but real. Seems expensive. Seems expensive to get a whole new model. That is just me but naked. I love a good bit, but that's an expensive bit. Hairless sushi. Floofless blend shapes? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think at that point I would have to speak to Jinxit, who made this model again. I can do some things with 3D models. I obviously made the one I had before. But I'm not that good. I'm not that good at 3D. Blender is scary. Yeah, well, I got... I almost said I got raised learning Maya. I did Maya in university. So, that's my tool. I'm kinda... not gonna say locked into using it, but it's the one I know. I know I can do it at like 3 times the speed of Blender. Maya is still good. It crashes a lot, but it's still good. It has the most features for modeling, so it's not a complete waste. Still used a lot in the industry. Maya's cool, but I miss the accessibility in all of the user content and guides. Sure. The thing though is that Blender is still kind of made for aliens, in my opinion. It's gotten better. It's gotten better. A lot better in the last few years, but it's a bit of a nightmare to control for me because it doesn't use a lot of industry practice, which I was trained on for years and years and years. Lithios with the raid. Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. We're doing a little bit of a catch-up today because I just got back from Nordic Fuzzcon in beautiful Sweden. Thank you so much for the raid and welcome on in. What were you folks up to? Nice to see you all. I'm petting you. I'm petting you. Sorry, sniff test. Sniff test. Okay, you're good. You're good. You may sit down. You may sit down. You may enjoy the show. We did some fishing in VR chat. Did you catch a fish? Did you catch anything? Do we have dinner? Smells? Someone's gotta do it. Someone's gotta sniff you. And it's gotta be me. My turn to sniff test you. I smell great, thankfully. When have I ever not smelled great? So great. So good. Ooh. Ooh. I like with the game lighting filter. But it kind of applies it to the slime too, so you get like a gradient on it. That was kind of nice looking. It's a good looking slime, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Ba ba da ba da. Ba ba da ba. Ba 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 da ba da. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba. You look like you've been stepped on by dragons. I am the dragon stepping on people. I mean, I would never, but also I am the big dragon, and I am the big scary dragon with big steppies. So, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Do-do-do-do. Ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Prove it! This seems like a trap of some kind. This seems like a trap for me to show my feet on stream and to get banned. Twitch doesn't like it when I show paws. Well, feet paws. I'm gonna be careful.
Kinda mid.
I think the problem is that my feet are, you know, attached to my knees, which are attached to my thighs, which are attached to my ass, and I don't wear clothing because I'm a dragon of the fluffy variety. You know what I'm saying? So the problem might not be the paws, it might be that it's indirectly attached to my ass. And it's hard to see one without the other, you know? What can you do? Paws? Oh, well, shit. You can get hand paws. That's okay. That's okay. That I can live with.
Bet.
Oh yeah? You got something to say, little kobold? You got something to say? Huh? Whoa. Ow, ow, ow! Enough! 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 My ship sails in the morning. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry! I've just been at a furry convention, I'm just spouting memes at this point. I'm a little bit insufferable. Chippy! Oh, thank you. Thank you, Strayo. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. It's for the sports. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ah! Why? What did I ever do? Oh, it's like goopy down here. Chat! Chat, I'm in the goop. I'm in the soup. I think. Oh, never mind. I think it went away. Oh well. It was there for a second. I think it spilled out. Interesting. Soup time for you? How about soup time for you instead? As the dragon, I think that's way more reasonable. Bow, 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 bow. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, appreciate that. How you doing? Welcome on in. Don't tell Sushi we have an herb called dragon in Sweden. Do you now? Is it dragon in Swedish or straight up just dragon? Is the name of it. I haven't heard of this. What does dragon spice taste like? It's called dragon in Swedish, okay. Bow, 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 bow. There we go. X is done, this is done, shed wall is done. For non-IKEA land creatures, it's called tarragon. I thought it might be. I thought it might be. That was gonna be my guess, actually. Tarragon, which is also a cool name for a spice, can I just say? This game makes me want to take a shower. Hey, you've earned it, buddy. You've earned it. Estrogen? Oh. Dragon herb? No, the dragon herb makes me think of something else. Yeah, I have a distinct picture of something else in my mind for dragon herb. It's called that in Danish? Whoa, oh shit. Bow, 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 ba-da. Bow, bow, bow-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Let's see. I think today I'm only gonna do this one level. We're almost done with it. And then once we get there, we can call that a warm-up stream. I still would like to keep cleaning my fursuit a little bit since since I've gotten started with the machine. So I'll do this level, and then I'm gonna go clean some paws in a non-sexy way. Do, 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 do. Power wash the fursuit on stream? Oh, my poor fursuit. I would never power wash him. My boy. There we are. Okay. What's left? Lantern! Stepping stone. Lantern. Oh, it actually highlights everything now. That's kind of nice. I appreciate that. You got one side, not the other. I like that you have some physics in Power Wash too. Some of the objects dangle and stuff like that. Whoa! We have a resub from Solus!
Fun at NFC.
Thank you! I had a blast and a half. It was so good. It was so good. Could not have asked for a better convention. Welcome back, Solus. Thank you so much for 14 months of support. Hope you've been well. Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello, Fubar. How you doing? I hope you made it home from the convention okay. Doing good. Tired from shoveling snow for hours last night and today. That is quite a workout. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Glad I don't have to deal with that on the regular. You made it home safe? Glad to hear. Glad to hear. How you doing? How you feeling? Hope you can figure out how to leave Malmö. It's hard. It's hard. Many of us were trapped. It did not want to let go. Nor did I. Oh, crashing into tents. Feel like there's a story there. There we go. Yep. All these corners have to be washed individually. I see, I see. Bum bum ba-dum. Bum bum ba-dum. What did we miss? Anything here? No, nothing here. Doing good! Just setting in for some sleep. I don't know what Bal is referring to. Do not pay him any mind. Probably just a bird thing. Some kind of bird thing. You know birds, they're always like tweeting and stuff. Crazy. Crazy. Unlike dragons. We speak the truth. We speak the truth, always! Except when we don't. Yay! Job complete! I'm gonna see if the next one is like a short object cleaning job, because if so, I might want to do that. And then we can call it. Good effort! Good effort! I'm gonna take a sippy. Beautiful. Let's see. I kind of want to try doing some funny scans. Do I still have that on Quick Bind? Surely. Surely I do. Oh, I have this. I have this as a button. That's pretty cool. I'm glad my partner told me about you. The vibes are immaculate. Oh, thank you so much. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. It is a generally very friendly environment to be in our community. I love it. Free pop-up ads, yeah! I can get him for free. I can get a virus for free. Aren't I the lucky one?
Did you see that? Absolute cinema.
Do I have scan? Oh, I do! It's been so long since I've used this. Yeah! We got a good one! We got a Moomin! We got a proper Moomin today. That was good. One more. Long. I want one that's like vertical. Let's see. No, it's so hard. It's so hard to do when it's skewed to the side like that. Fubar! Fubar with the 4 months
wow, I
of
didn't
support.
Even know I had 4 months under
Thank
my
you so
belt
much,
already.
Fubar. Thank you so much. It means the world. It really does. It's so lovely having gotten to see you in person in Sweden. Just spaghetti bolognese. That's nothing. That's a nothing burger right there. Keep hoping. Yeah, we got another wide, another Moomin dragon. I keep hoping for a vertical one. Let's see. No, that's nothing. Hope you like the gifts I gave you. I love them. Thank you so much. Oh, oh, oh. That's a scary sushi. That's a scary sushi right there. I'm scared now. I'm scared now. I'm gonna stop the scans. Go to home base. What a monstrous sushi that is. I always am a monstrous sushi. What if sushi was a worm? I'm not a worm. I'm not a worm. I could have bit my tongue if we were careful there. You always bit my tongue. Mess up. Mess up. Let's see. So this had like a cleaning objects mode, right? How does that work? Do I get anything here that I can clean? Placement mode. Do I have to buy it maybe? Ah! Yeah, you have to buy it. Oh, clown couch. Let's buy a clown couch. That's what we need. Okay. How do I plop this down to clean? There we go. Yeah, let's clean some household objects. And maybe we can pawn them off again? Is that how it works? Ooh. Man, it's been such a strange day today, returning to a Monday. It hasn't felt like one for me just yet, for obvious reasons. I hope it's been a good start to the week for you guys. Have you had anything eventful happen on the first day of the week thus far? No more bullying for now. Was glad to meet you though. Lovely dragon, next time I'll have to give you one of my patent pending backbreaker hugs. Please don't, I will die. I have a really bad back. I have a really bad back. In fact, I think I'm gonna go get a massage soon. Because my back is messed up. I need someone to give me a good pounding. Non-sexual, in parenthesis. Yay! Went back to work, luckily not on a 24-hour schedule yet. It's been a good start for me, nothing too eventful other than downloading LEGO Rock Raiders again. Wow, you and my wife have a lot to talk about. My wife loves the LEGO rock mining game and plays it often, okay? Every day, every day. Can I sell this? Recall. Kinda wish I could sell it and make a profit out of this. Because I can't really afford any more furniture now, can I? A couple of things. What about a fancy lamp? No. What about... maybe this is all we have right now. What about... Okay, lamp. Lamp! Lamp it is. 2 lamps. Old lamps. Hello, Denton. Welcome back. How's it going? How's it going? I don't know if I hate this lamp or I love this lamp. To be determined. No, it's kind of on the ugly side. And I think it's the lanterns I don't like. The stick part is good. The bulbs... Meh. When did Power Wash become House Flipper? When they added a 2. When they added a 2 to the title. I like this. I like this. This is a good little mode. Yay. Okay, one more lamp. It looks like the lantern for 3 from Subnautica. It does. It does. Just came back from kinesiology, so good. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. We've been chit-chatting conventions all stream. I only got back home from NFC yesterday. So I hope things have been nice while I've been away. Some kobolds with bite marks. I assume there was some biting, some bickering while I was away. But nothing too bad, nothing too unexpected. Our fridge is very empty though. There we go! Any other items we can afford real quick? I like doing these quick ones. Nah, I think we're out of cash. Well, my friends, slightly shorter stream today. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. This has been a little bit of Power Wash 2 and a little bit of a recap from Nordic FuzzCon. I think maybe on Thursday, before we do a routine, I can show some of the stickers and little tokens that I picked up. Nordic FuzzCon. I didn't buy a lot of things, but I did have some things that people gave to me as gifts, as a dragon tribute, which was really quite sweet. And we can have a second look at some pictures again. I know the slideshow went by a little too fast, so we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. It was nice meeting you too, Marcia. Thank you so much for saying hello. I had such a good time, and I hope NFC was a blast for you as well. Couldn't have asked for a better convention. Couldn't have asked for nicer encounters. Every encounter I had was 10 out of flippin' 10. So thank you so much for that, for being kind, and for being respectful and welcoming to everyone, and inclusive. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. With that, my friends, I think I'm gonna go back to washing my fursuit a little bit and unpacking some things. This has been a short, little warm-up. Are those cat paws I see? Yeah, we got some cat paws clipping through. This has been a little warm-up. Tomorrow is gonna be a little bit more of Sonic X Shadow Generations. So if you're in the mood for Sonic games with a banger soundtracks, then please stop on by. It is also Shenmue Tuesday, so at the halfway point of the stream, we're gonna swap over to VR chat and sit down and watch an episode of the Shenmue anime together for those who are interested. Usually we have like 10-12 people show up, and it lasts like 30 minutes tops. So it's a great time. We'll get together and we can chit-chat a little bit, and we can really catch up on how people are doing. That's it for now. I think I'm gonna do the Dragon Sword, and we will call it an evening and find someone to raid. Give me a second, and I will meet you in the treasure room. Hang on. To restart my background. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry, you didn't get to see the animations today. How sad. How sad. Well, there we are at the end of the stream, everyone. Thank you so much for the super warm welcome back. Thank you so much for all of your support. I try to be really financially responsible as NFC, and I think I did a good job. But your support, of course, means the world regardless. So thank you so much for that. Some of the people who have supported me today include the top sponsor for today, which is none other than the amazing, incredible Erdnum and Rexy, both subscribing with tier 3 subscriptions. If you didn't know, Twitch has more expensive subs that you can buy that give a bigger cut for the streamers. So these are always, always, always appreciated. Thank you so much for the tremendous support. As always, Erdnum and Rexy. Fireworks for you. And we have the Dragon Sword. In case you are new around these parts, this is all of our contributions today, including donations, including follows, including raids. Literally everything you can do to help the stream except chatting is in there. Let's have a look at who those people were. Our supporters today, starting with Erdnum, Rexy, Ace, Ballblair, Omnimon, Werewolf, MDL, Kermacaddy, Graffy, Hillin, Mike, Legwolf, Daniel, Solace. It's all Fubar, Groan, Anonymous Kobold with the 15 direct donation on Coffee, the best way to support me. Thank you so much, Kobold. And we have Lithios with a raid. Thank you so much, Lithios. And everyone who followed at the very end. Thank you so much, everyone, for a warm welcome back. I'll be back tomorrow evening, roughly same time as today, with some Sonic the Hedgehog. That is it for now. That is it for now. Actually, do you want a Roomba in here? This is a very picturesque horde today, I feel like. See if the Roomba's here. I think I hear it, at least. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I see it. You see the Roomba? I see that scoundrel. I see that scoundrel. It's there. It's there. No, but go for the gems. You fool. Maybe. Oh. Oh. It took a little bit. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Yeah! Roomba sweep. Roomba sweep. Maybe. Almost. Again. There we go! That's a clean one. That's a clean one. Well, brilliant. Well, brilliant. Good job, Roomba. Good job, Roomba. With that, my friends, that is it for today. I will see you once again tomorrow. For now, stick around until after the credits if you want to join in on a raid. It's so good to see you all again. I've missed you. Love you all. And more streams later in the week. Catch you soon. Catch you soon. Good night. Good night for now. Alright, everyone. I promise the stream is actually over, but I just wanted to tell you that we're gonna raid on over to Harbus, who's doing some Path of Titans with Babanasaur. If you don't know Babanasaur, they actually did some of the art you will see in the background here. The amazing piece that's on the stage itself. Pay special attention during the intro next time, and you'll see it. Anyway, they're doing some Path of Titans. I just thought we could stop on by and say hello. Give them all my best, folks. I'll see you tomorrow for Shenmue Tuesday. Have a good night. Take care.